So the social issue that I researched about and also talked to this lady called Julia Freeman for Voices of Racial Justice. It's an organization that causes awareness to what is happening in Minneapolis for the years prior and to the years to come. Hopefully, by them shining light on it, it will turn a new leaf for people if they are more aware of not only the stats but also like the videos that they post up and just hearing people's stories on what they have to deal with and like what me or even my family or some of my friends like we don't have to encounter on a day-to-day basis. So this group is called the Voices for Racial Justice. It was founded in 1993 to help strengthen the field in Minnesota to cause awareness for this problem. Today they are now focused on helping an ecosystem of restorative racial justice movements. Voices for Racial Justice work is guided by an approach Julia called soil tending. This was influenced by the organization as an approach to change-making strategies set by the organization by Ricardo Morales. Minnesota today is the most racially profiled state in the nation. This isn't only, as we saw in the summer, like with the cops or whatever, it's also goes down to if they see somebody apply for a job that could be somebody of color, the chances of them getting a job compared to somebody who's not of color is extremely different. Like the outcomes, they might not, like just by looking at the name, they might just like toss away the whole thing. So it's very difficult for them to find employment along with home ownerships in the areas. A lot of them face difficulties trying to get homes and trying to just live a life of prosper, like to be honest. When I talked to her, I wanted to really understand like their vision and mission statement, and she geared me back to, for their vision was, we envision a world without racism that honors the culture, knowledge, power, and healing of Black, Indigenous, and communities of color. I think that's actually a great vision because without having a sense of direction, not only for the company itself, but when people see this and when I see this, I think this really does stand out because everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people kind of overlook and step over the boundaries of people of color, thinking that they're not maybe the same people, but even though like they shouldn't be considered that. Their mission, we are committed to building power through collective culture and healing strategies for racial justice across Minnesota using organization, leadership training, community policies, and research. They do a lot of training she was talking about with incoming people that are going to work for the company. They really have to have a change of heart, or not a change of heart, but like have a heart and a sense of just love for one another. They're not going to hire like anybody just in to try to get a job or whatever, but like also the people that, or Julia, when I was talking to her, she really did seem to have like a love to like have a change in the world. Like she really wanted to see something change, not in 5 years, not in 10 years, but like as of today, she wanted like to make sure when I got off the phone with her that like I was like on her team. There some ways that they try to cause awareness to this situation is on their website. They have a blog that allows people to post their stories and videos just like this in order to cause more awareness and engagements. This helps people not only hear their stories on paper, but like they could just see, and like I was able to see like just with their emotions when they're telling their stories and how much just stress and everything that goes along with that like they have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. And I mean, I wouldn't want anybody to ever go through anything like that. Another thing that they have, they implement a network called Bridge. Over time, it had much success in organizing campaigns that many are involved in. Bridge is involved with directly impacted criminals, justice experts that work to abolish mass incarceration and find answers to transform criminal justice reform. That's a huge thing going on recently with the reform that everybody wants to see, everybody wants to know about, know more about, and how we can be seen as just equal, everybody be seen as equal in the world rather than when someone's walking down the street, she was saying that like they kind of have to keep like more of an eye on them. Like I don't think that should ever be a thing. I think that everybody who steps foot on this planet, everybody who walks this planet, should be seen as just the same person as the next. So they started this hashtag, our families count. It's a digital campaign that they have on their website, and she was talking about on their Facebook, and they have a Twitter too. Yeah, it's a digital campaign with partners that explain the stories of people with color to ensure that all families are counted in the 2020 census. Since the census only happens every 10 years, they wanted to really make sure that they're part of it, like they're counted into it, because in previous ones she was talking about that they might be overlooked, and that can't be the case. They need to, because that can affect the whole census, and for how much money they're given to their community, how their homes, how their churches, everything like that. So they really want to make sure that everybody is accounted for in the census. So that's how they're addressing it. They have many ways and effective ways to address it. Also, I think what the community is doing is more than enough right now. Could it be more? I believe so. It could be more, but for how long they've been around, they're doing a very great job in creating insight and creating knowledge to people. She was a very knowledgeable person, and even when you look on the websites, like everything's just laid out just in order, like you can just see it all and see people's experiences. So this is my video on my social issue that I was researching and talked to Julia Freeman about, and thank you.